Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome for the first time. Either way, I'm happy to have you here. For today's video, I am going to be doing a summer nail look using gel extensions. I'm going to be using these medium stiletto shaped tips from the brand Macart. If you're not new here, you already know the deal. I use these all the time. I personally prefer stiletto shaped tips because I think they look better on my long skinny fingers than any other shape. So inside of this box, there are 10 different size tips and there are 500 pieces in total. Since I use these tips quite often, I already know what sizes best fit my nails, so I'm going to go ahead and select those to get started. I really like these tips because I have curved nail beds and a wide thumb, and it is hard for me to find tips that actually fit my nails, but these fit me quite well. Another thing I like about these is that they are thin tips, so they look very natural around the cuticle area and they're very comfortable on the nail. But even though they are thin, they are very sturdy. I've had these for about 8 months and I have yet to have one break on me. So I highly recommend these tips, and if you want to check them out, I have linked them down below in the description box. So I have already prepped my natural nails off camera, but I am still going to explain how to get your natural nails ready for extensions so that they last for at least 3 weeks. There are 3 steps to prepping your natural nails. And the first step is to apply a dehydrator. And what dehydrator does is basically remove all the natural oils off of your nail plate. This particular dehydrator is in a liquid consistency, which I think is common across dehydrators you may find on the market today. This one, interestingly enough, smells a little bit like vinegar, by the way. The next step in prep is to apply a primer. In my opinion, having a good primer is the key to getting your extensions to last for at least 3 weeks, because primer really does help adhere everything to your nail. You can actually buy the primer and the dehydrator together in a set on Amazon. They are about $7 or $8 US, so I think that's pretty affordable for the 2 products that you get. The last step in prepping your natural nails is to apply a gel glue to your natural nails. If possible, I do recommend trying to use the exact same brand of glue and nail tips because most brands tend to manufacture their products to work best together. Once you apply this gel glue, it does need to be cured in a LED lamp for 60 seconds. I've already done that, so that's why you can see my natural nails are shiny. Now that I've got my natural nails all prepped, it is time to get the extensions ready to go so that I can apply them onto my natural nails. To make the application process go by faster, I like to lay my extensions out in the order I'm going to be applying them to my nails. So I like to work from inside out. Since this is my left hand that I am filming today, I do like to work from pinky to thumb. So I actually already prepped the inside of these extensions off camera. What I did was take a sanding band in my drill and then etch the inside. Now, if you don't have a drill, you can just take that primer that I showed you earlier in the video and apply that to the inside of the extension. I'm going to get my gooseneck lamp ready to go because this is what I use to flash cure my extensions. I do prefer a gooseneck lamp over some of the lamps that come in these kits because it is more flexible and it can be placed in other parts of my desk if needed. Like I mentioned earlier, I am going to be applying my extensions from inside to outside. So starting off with the pinky finger, I'm going to take my gel glue and then place it on the inside of the extension. When I'm placing the gel glue on the inside of the extension, I'm making sure to apply enough so that it fully covers my natural nail. Once I get the extension exactly where I want it, I then am going to press down very gently so that the glue flows on its own towards the top of the natural nail. If you move slowly, you'll minimize the amount of air bubbles you'll get, but if you move quickly or apply too much pressure, air bubbles will start to form and you may accidentally cure them that way. Once I have the extension in the correct placement, I then am going to move my hand under my gooseneck lamp and flash cure for 15 seconds. I am then going to repeat this process for each of the nails. Here are what the extensions look like after I have flash cured them. The gooseneck lamp that I use does not have a high enough wattage to fully cure the gel glue, so I still need to place my hands in a higher wattage LED light so that the glue fully cures on my nails. So that is exactly what I'm going to do for 60 seconds. Now that I have fully cured the nails on for 60 seconds, here is what they look like again. But what I want to do next is get the extensions ready for polish. So what I'm doing is moving back and forth on the nail using my sanding bit and a drill, and I'm removing the shine from the extension. What this does is help the polish adhere to the extension so that the polish lasts without peeling. I do this with every polish brand, it doesn't matter which one. If I am using cheaper polishes or polishes that I'm like, I'm not sure if this is gonna last, you'll see me use a base coat. But the brand that I'm using today, I know and I trust, and I feel like they last long on me. So I'm just going to file the top of the extension with my sanding band. So now I am going to switch from my sanding bit to a cuticle bit so that I can clean up my cuticle area so that the extensions don't look super fake, especially when your natural nails begin to grow out. I just recently got this bit. It's from the brand Pana, and I really like this one. It makes it so easy to go around the cuticle area and make the extension flush to my natural nail. Since these tips are very thin around the cuticle area, this step does not take a lot of time. Learn this little hack on TikTok, and basically what you do is take acetone and place it around the cuticle area so that the extension melts just a little bit. What this does is help the extension look more natural. This is great if you don't have a drill or a cuticle bit, or you just don't feel comfortable using a drill. You can do this step. But I thought I would show you guys this because I thought that this was very helpful, especially if you don't want to use a drill. After I have sealed the cuticle, what I am going to do is do a little bit more shaping of the extension. This part is completely optional and it's up to you if you want to do this or not. I just love stiletto nails, so I like to get them nice and sharp looking, but obviously not sharp enough to where I'm injuring myself. Some people love to tell me that it looks like I have weapons on my hands. I've gotten that comment a few times, but honestly, I don't care. I think stiletto shapes are very cool and they are a personal preference. So next, I like to take some alcohol and I'm going to clean the extensions. Typically, you would use a lint-free wipe, but I don't have any more, so I'm going to be using a paper towel to do this. So since we just got done shaping and filing, there is a lot of dust on the nail, and so using the alcohol cleans the nail so that the dust doesn't get stuck in your polish and then it cures that way. I am making sure to get underneath the extension as well. I notice that dust likes to get underneath my extension, especially when I do the extra shaping with my nail file. You can technically just go in the bathroom and wash your hands, but for the purposes of today's video, I'm just going to be using alcohol. So anytime you use alcohol on top of extensions, they will turn a cloudy white color, and that's fine. So here are what the nails look like, shaped, filed, and now I'm gonna do my nail art. I'm so excited. So D&D had a sale where all of their gel polishes, well, most of their gel polishes were $5. So I grabbed a few from their new nude collection. And I've been wanting to get these for a while, so perfect timing when they're only $5. I did get two new nudes. This is Sheer Nude, and then I also got So Damn Fly, which is always sold out, so I'm glad I got to get my hands on it. Here is what Sheer Nude looks like. I would describe this color as like a beigey nude mixed with a little bit of peach. Then I also got So Damn Fly. I have been trying to get this for a long time. It's always sold out, so I'm glad I finally did get it because I really like this one. It gives off a peachy nude, and I was really excited to finally get to try this one, especially only for $5. Out of the two, So Damn Fly was typically what I would use, so I decided to try that out because I was so excited, honestly. So that's what I'm going to be using as the base color for my French tips. Since this is my first time using this shade, I am going to go in with a very thin and light coat first to see how the coverage is, and then I'll decide from there how many other coats I'm going to do, if any. So I really do like this color, but I decided that I want to do one more coat of this so I can get just a little bit more coverage. So here is what this shade looks like with 2 coats. I always do 3 coats of a nude, and so I'm very shocked that only 2 coats of this particular shade is needed. So that's definitely a plus in my book. So now that I have my base color, I am going to go ahead and cure this in my LED lamp for 60 seconds and then move on to creating my French tips. I also got a bunch of neon colors, and I didn't get this particular shade during the $5 sale. I got it from a local nail supply store. If you want to see the rest of the shades I got, let me know down below and I will swatch them for you guys. But I decided to try this one. So I am going to place that neon yellow onto a glass palette, and I'm going to use this very thin liner brush, and I really like these brushes for French tips. They come in like a set of 3. This one is the shortest length. This is so good because I feel like I have more control over the brush when I'm doing my French tips. So I highly recommend these brushes. When it comes to French tips, I know from first glance that they may look like they're a very simple design to do, but the truth is French tips do take a lot of practice to get down. The most helpful thing for me has been getting these liner brushes because they are very thin, but they're long enough so that all I have to do is really just let the brush do the work. And what I do is I just go back and forth from side to side until I am satisfied with the way the smile line looks. So just take your time and figure out what technique works best for you because there are so many different techniques out there. So once I'm done drawing my outline to my French tips, I am going to fill in the empty space with the brush from my polish bottle. You can fill in the empty space using your same liner brush that you use to draw the French tips, but using the brush from the polish bottle is a lot faster because the brush is wider, so it's going to fill in more space much faster than using that thin liner brush. Here is what the French tips look like with just 1 coat of that neon yellow. I did decide to do a second coat of this because I wanted it to be as bright as possible. So just to speed up the process, I did kind of throw the polish on, if we're being honest. So I was like, here, just put it on top. And I am going to take my brush with acetone and then clean up the lines. Because I've already laid down 1 coat of the polish, it is going to be easier to clean up because it's already cured it in place, so I can see exactly where I want the lines to stop. So before I finish, I decided last minute to add 3 little dots at the base of the French tip just to give it like an extra something else because they were looking a little bit plain. So what I'm going to do is take a dotting tool, and I'm going to start with the biggest side of the dotting tool and then place 1 big dot on the bottom of the nail, and then I'm going to switch to the other side of the dotting tool and put 2 smaller dots on top. So it looks like the dots are there from biggest to smallest. If you mess up any of your dots, you can just clean this up with acetone. The French tips and the base color is already cured, so you don't have to worry about accidentally rubbing off the French tips or the base color. To finish things up, I am going to apply a shiny top coat, and then once I'm done, I'm going to do a final cure in my LED lamp for 60 seconds. And of course, I'm going to show you guys what these nails look like in natural lighting. So we're going to switch over there now. So here is the final look. I really do like this. I love neon colors, so I'm really excited that this neon yellow worked out because it is hard to find a good neon color that actually stays nice and bright. So if you liked today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in this next video here.